Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and I have an unboxing from the Czech Republic, or Czechia, as it's now said. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. But anyways, this is obviously, you see it's right here, but I want to do an unboxing to show kind of the look of it and everything off before I used it, because obviously goalie masks get used and damaged, and there might be marks and things like that. So I wanted to do that before looking at all this. So I'm going to show that first, and then I'm going to go into some details on the mask and how I've been wearing it so far. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought it'd be fun to do a quick unboxing of this. I've ordered this a while ago, and I've been very excited about it, and I've been looking for a new one of these for a while. And when you look at the other side, you can see what it is, and you can also see what it is based on this logo, which is a Rey, and this is a goalie mask. So it's obviously a bit harder to do sizing and stuff since I'm in Canada. I also ordered an extra wire cage for cheater just because these things always get dented, and a dangler to add to it. But we'll look at the mask itself, and this was a interesting mask I saw on their website, well, specifically their Instagram. They haven't posted yet, but I always wanted to do a more dark color compared to the rest of mine, which are white. So I went with this, and as you can see, it is their exposed, well, I think this is a carbon, but Kevlar mix, and it is unpainted, and this thing looks absolutely stunning. And I'll put what model this is in the actual description itself. This thing looks so nice. I'm so excited to try this out, to take a look at it. When you look at the side, it is so stiff. As you can see, usually you can really flex these in, and this isn't even getting in the way. And this thing is so stiff. So you know you have a really solid build in that sense. Look how thick it is too. I'm so excited to try this on. The color looks amazing to me. Probably put something on here. Maybe make one side navy so it works with my crazy true pads. I ended up also, I kind of touched on it, but I did get an extra cage. Like I mentioned in that video, cages always get dented and bent for me. So far, I haven't really actually gotten any off the cage, which is nice, or I actually don't think I have at all. And I haven't really been dinged that much with it. I did get hit a couple times on it. I haven't really noticed anything. It didn't hurt or anything like that. So I can't really comment on all of this yet, but that is why I bought another cage. And their danglers right here were pretty reasonably priced as well. So I ended up buying one of those. I have a CCM one on there right now. I figured I'd buy one of those because of, to get it to match as well, just because they always break anyways. It did come with a really nice extra sweatband and some extra attachment pieces right here as well. Going on to the actual helmet, and one thing I kind of want to call out really quickly that I think is really awesome is how they do their upper straps here. So as you can see, these aren't actually attached to anything. So normally helmets have little snaps like this. So those are all straps that buckle into that spot, and then you can undo it and adjust it. I think this is a brilliant idea because really you don't need those snaps to be holding the actual straps in place. Like for this one right here and for these ones, normally they clip in place, but really you don't need to have it snap to anything. And this, if it gets hit, might actually not break as easily because those are like a hard piece stuck on there. When a puck hits it, it usually snaps these plastic buckles. With this, hopefully that won't break as easy. It might just hit and then still move, so it would be totally fine. I'm hoping that's the case. It doesn't look as clean. As you can see, it kind of sticks up a little bit on there, but I really don't mind all that much, and that's me looping this over instead of cutting this off. I really could just cut this off. I was lazy. I didn't. So if I did cut that off, it wouldn't loop back over and it would be thinner. And same with this one. It is extra pieces like hanging on the inside. I haven't noticed it all in my head. It felt totally fine, but I want to call that out just in case someone notices it. I really like this idea though, and it makes a ton of sense as well. You save screwing into here and having to worry if those ever rust out or anything. So then you just have the ones down there. Very interesting. Haven't really seen it before. Since we're on the straps, and we'll kind of go on to the backplate. Pretty standardized backplate on here. I can't remember if you can get it, so these are all hidden on the other side. I don't care. I'm probably not putting a graphic on this. The straps on the backplate just come down through the sides over here. I know some people like to put them this way. I'm just putting them over here. And this is my like one slight complaint about this is these straps are already baconing a bit. They're not super loose either. Like there is a bit of give to it. I don't know how to really change that besides having this back plate come down a bit. And maybe this is on a me thing where I really need to loosen the top of this back plate to come down. But this fits so well right now and it feels so good that I don't really want to keep that back plate down. Like where it sits right now is nice, but it does kind of have, you can see like the wear on this strap right here from the actual edge of the mask. This is a huge nitpick. As long as this doesn't break through the strap, it's really not a problem. Helmet straps like these aren't hard to really come by, and they're totally fine, but I have noticed that a little bit, so I'm just a little bit worried about that. But again, nitpick, not really a big issue. For this back piece itself, you can see on the inside, I believe this backplate material is just a fiberglass. So you can see how it is more of a white material. And you can kind of see just through the sides that the base of it is a fiberglass and not carbon like the rest of the mask there, which is totally fine by me. And I've seen companies do really soft plastic and stuff like that. So this being a fiberglass is okay. It is pretty stiff too. Sometimes these backplates are really soft. It's pretty stiff for what it is, which is always a nice thing. On the inside of the mask, it is that carbon finish. So you can see the carbon fiber weave through there. When the outside, it is that carbon Kevlar finish. A lot of people said this was Innegra. I don't think this is Innegra. Innegra is a specific brand. I think this is just like a carbon Kevlar weave. I tried to look on their site to see if they had Innegra on it anywhere. I didn't see that. So I don't think this is that, although it has been made pretty famous in the past from Bauer, and now CCM used it on their goalie sticks. I love this look. Check out the links in the description as well as the pinned comment to Aycane. Click that link and use the coupon code and you'll get a discount, which helps support the channel. It gives me a kickback so I can keep making more content and doing more videos. So you're buying hockey stuff, in this case, base layers or clothing, and it helps support the channel so I keep making more purchases and doing more reviews. And if you want to support the channel without buying hockey specific things or these base layers, you can always support the channel through Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. Everything through any of those links always comes back into the channel and it is greatly appreciated. I also didn't mention the model of this mask from their website. This is the Elite model. They have 2 new models, I believe, that are not on their website, that is on their Instagram, the Matrix and Elite. So I believe the Matrix doesn't have this rounded piece on the chin right here. So you can see how it rounds out like that. It just goes straight down. I wanted a bit of rounding on there, so I picked this. I gave them my head dimensions. I really wanted, and I'll show the look of the mask on here. I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. I've seen it before. I think it looks great. I really wanted that style, and the Matrix as well as the Swiss, which is also fairly similar shell shape to this, were all the ones that would only fit my head. So unfortunately my head size and everything means that I was stuck in this model, which isn't a bad thing. I think it looks totally fine, but it would have been nice to get that crazy looking one. But again, I'll just go with what fits my head best. Now I'm kind of all over the place on here too, but on the inside for the foam, it is this white foam through it. It feels like it is, I don't know how to explain it. It's definitely not like a pour-on or anything, but it definitely does feel like it has some more give to it than a normal VN. Maybe it is just a normal VN and the white is really throwing me off, but it's very comfortable to wear and I like it. Now there is some corners of it kind of, I don't know if this is gonna come off camera, you can see it like right there. You can see some parts of it are getting like indented in from wearing it and everything. And I noticed it on the side right here, but that's gonna happen with all masks. The chin cup is pretty standard design. I like the white foam on there still. And it does have these Velcro pieces here for adjustment that go into the actual piece down here for the connection. Like it's going in behind this bolt now, which is gonna be annoying. And I kind of hate when companies do this because you can see this doesn't really come off. So in order for me to switch this chin cup out eventually, I might have to switch these Velcro pieces on here because I find they just end up stop sticking, and which means I'll have to end up undoing the foam here, which is maintenance and is slightly annoying, not the end of the world. For the actual chin, you can see just the design of the carbon, or I should say the layup of the carbon all through there, and there is some padding right there. Now I added, as you can see, some just PPF to a few of the hit spots. So I did it on the chin because this piece always hits. Thinking of putting it other places, but they do have these little rubber or plastic pieces right here as well as up here. So hopefully the puck impact on the actual cage won't go into the mask and it'll get hit with that before. They do have some little washers on here, but they feel like they're a plastic and not like a foam. So not really deadening there, but I guess the plastic will be better than just normal metal as well. But I might have liked to see a foam there. That's, again, huge nitpick, and there's probably a reason for that. I have found that foam or the rubberized ones end up getting so squished, they end up really not doing anything after a while. So maybe this will hold on better. We will end up seeing. As well, the cage is obviously a cheater, and I will just be honest about this. It really doesn't look like the cage is totally like even everywhere. At least when it's on the mask, it just doesn't have, you can see like the gaps on here. That one is slightly more than this, and it doesn't look like it is completely uniform even through this piece right here. Like this just doesn't look like it's a complete uniform piece. I don't really care. For me, I care about performance. So if this cage holds up and doesn't bother me, I'm totally fine with that versus having a perfectly aligned thing. I'm not even gonna paint this mask. I love the exposed weaves everywhere, and the actual like very raw look of the design, like over here where you could see the weave like pieces, or I should say like the corner parts of the weave everywhere. I love seeing that. So this being pretty raw, it does have like a slight gloss to it, but it's not a super thick gloss, and you can feel some texture to it. I love that. So that doesn't bother me at all. I know some people it will. For me, totally fine. Wearing it feels totally fine. Now another part, the sweatband connects to these little tiny pieces right here. And unfortunately, the glue is popping up on this one, which I've had always a problem with sweatbands. They've always, like, just the glue always pops up on the foam. So that's no different here. Just a thing to be of note that, yes, that glue, like you can see the different color of the foam because of the glue as well. But I have found that it has been popping up a little bit on me. I might just reattach that with contact cement, but we'll see what happens. I love this sweatband. It has worked fine. I haven't overheated in the summer. I haven't really played that much though, so can't talk about that yet. Going to find out if I need to swap it for one of those Vogel bamboo ones, but so far it feels really nice and I've had no issues with it. So for masks, I can never talk about protection on these because I can't quantify it. All I can really say is if I get ringing and stuff like that, but even then, I'm not going to put my head behind a puck machine because I'm not giving myself a concussion or possibly giving myself a concussion. Traumatic brain injuries are very serious and I'm not going down that route. I can't test it. So I can't say if a mask is more protective or not for another one. I was happy to go with Rey. There's goalies in Europe wearing their stuff, like in pro have been wearing their stuff. Like that's good enough. And I haven't heard bad things about them. I was really happy to go with it. I can't say anything. I have no way to quantify it. If you get hit in the side versus getting hit in the front, one's probably going to feel worse than the other. So I can't really just test myself. The only test I can really do is just playing and see what the results are. So hopefully this will be okay going forward. I've worn it in a few games, like actual games before my season was over, but it was only a couple things and it was just me getting back from my knee injury. So we'll see how this plays out in the future for that. This, I was looking at Wall as well. I never really got response from Wall. Yes, they're in Finland. These guys are in Czech. I was thinking of going to the Wall route. I just really like the look of these ones more and I got a better response. I did pay just full price for this, so I didn't get it for free or anything. So that wasn't one of the reasons for it. So obviously I'm in a different spot now, but I can really only do this in a mirror for filming right now. Then you can see how this thing fits. This looks totally different than my ProTech Sport does. My ProTech Sport, I have bigger gaps up here and the whole like temple part is a bit wider. My temples hit on the ProTech Sport, but the rest, like side of my face here, doesn't. Now you can see, hopefully I'm trying to get this. How do I get this on camera? Well, I'll point to it. So you can see how there's thicker foams here, which line up with like the side of my head and then the cheek. So everything in here is more tightly fitted on here. I'm sorry for the noise that this is gonna make, but I'm gonna, like, you'll see. My head doesn't really move all that much in here. You can see it moves, it's a little bit like that, but it's staying in there pretty good. My ProTech Sports do move more than what this one does. So this one is a lot more snug everywhere on my head, and the profile looks more almost like those Pro Choice ones a little bit. It's pretty unique in their own design, and you can see I'm like just happy with this. It does make my head look like it's like blowing out of this. I've seen a lot of people with like CCM helmets, and not so much Warrior, a few people in Warrior, but have like their face look like this in a mask. And I was always like, oh, that, like, how do you get that? Because I've never experienced that in retail helmets until I got this, and it's a European made one. But I like it and it's been working well so far. I have had no issues. I have a massive nose as well, and I have a gap here, which you can hopefully see, which is a thing I have to test on masks, is to make sure my nose doesn't actually touch the bars, and I've had to adjust a ton of chin cups to make sure that's the case. This I've had no issue and it's been totally fine. So really enjoying this. Also, I guess I should do the back view to show how the back fits, but I can't even really see if this is on camera. So I'm gonna try to do my best, and hopefully we'll edit it to see how it ends up working and seeing, but that is how the back looks. And I have had my partner show that off to me at one point in a picture to make sure that it was fine and it fit fine for depth, and it definitely does. There are also different models that have longer parts behind the ears. I chose one of that models to have more behind the ear, so to help make sure that this would fit for that lengthwise. But they were really good reaching out, talking about all the different details on here and the different sizes and the different shapes to fit your head. This one ended up working out pretty good for me, I think. And you want to support the channel, and you need a base layer and a protective, kind of supportive base layer that helps protect your growing as well as your hips. Check out the Cortech This is the Pro 1.0 pant, so this one is not quite as restrictive, and this is kind of tight right here in this X pattern. You might have seen these as Under Armour before, or Bauer for the hockey specific ones. There's also the Core 3.0, which is a lot stiffer, as you can see. Really helps protect my groin and keeping it kind of in place and make sure it doesn't overstretch itself. There's a discount code, and you click the link in the description. Use that discount code to get a discount off, help support myself, as well as get you some pretty awesome base layer pants that really do help with injury prevention and help stabilize your core while playing. One of the parts on this mask that I know people will not be like absolutely thrilled with is the fit and finish, which is basically the like finalizing part on the sides. Could be better, as well as just like on these parts right here. You can feel some of the tips. Like right here, you can see this Kevlar piece kind of sticking out, and you just notice that on the little drill ports everywhere, and you do notice it on the backplate as well. So like you can feel some of the backplate isn't the most sanded off thing ever. It's not an issue to me. I don't have problems with it. I know people will complain about that though. I know how picky people are about masks and how much they want things to be like very, very finished professionally. This is okay. Like this has all been sanded down, and it's generally not going to get like snagged on anything, but there are times when I have been like, just my base layers have touched something and I've noticed, oh, that got caught up on something, whether it be like a little piece of Kevlar sticking up here, or just like the edges of these aren't finished the best. I've noticed it. It's a thing. This isn't the crazy $3,000 mask people are buying, so remember that. So that's about it for this Rey mask. I've wanted one of these for a while. I followed it for a while. I wanted a new mask. I'm gonna get rid of my coveted combo, and I wanted a darker color, and this is kind of a darker color. I might put some decals on it. I don't do full wraps generally, and I want to leave this carbon Kevlar weave kind of thing exposed. It's a little more bright. I knew it was going to be like a yellowish thing. I wanted a darker mask, and this ends up being like kind of a yellow thing that doesn't really work with many things, but I really wanted that raw look. I think it looks great. I want to show off the materials, and I do like the actual shell shape and everything. It's very different from the other shell I have, which is the ProTech Sport one. So interesting in that sense. I say check these guys out. The price on this was really solid, and it's listed on their website. Actually, this model isn't listed on their website, so you'll have to contact them. But overall, it was pretty reasonable compared to other masks in Canada. I was looking at that CCM one with the 3D printing, and I didn't hear great things from people who had that 3D printed one. I have the 3D printed player one that I love. For the goalie one, I tested the retail one with some very not scientific tests, and I wasn't impressed with it. So I didn't want to cough up I think it's like $1,500 Canadian or more now for that. So I decided to go this route and grab one of these, and I'm very happy with it so far and really enjoy wearing it. And I'm going to keep wearing it. So I'll talk about this more in the future if I have any updates on it. But so far, besides the glue piece on there, which happens with I've had that happen with every mask I've ever worn. It's something that I'll just watch out for, but that's like the only even slight concern I have on this, and it's a glue piece on Velcro. So that's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are in the description. If this video helped you make a purchase with Rey, let them know and check, but it would always just be nice to know, hey, this customer of yours who does hockey reviews really liked your helmet, and I ended up looking at you from him. That goes for all companies too. Just lets them know. Hopefully I can get on companies' radar so I can do more gear reviews and make more content. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to support the channel and you're buying hockey equipment anyways, you can check out the links in the description. If you're in Canada, US, to just hockey. If you're in the US, to pure hockey. Clicking those links, making a purchase gives me a kickback, help support channel so I can keep doing more reviews like this one. If you want to support the channel without buying anything hockey specifically, you can always check out the links in the description to Patreon and buy me a coffee. Everything through any of those links always comes back into the channel so I can keep making more content and doing more videos. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.